Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today, we're looking into a question that's definitely been on a lot of minds lately. Is Coinbase a good time to buy right now? It's a big name in a space that's, well, constantly evolving. We've pulled together the latest financials, market analysis, strategic moves, everything we could find to help you navigate this one. Our mission today, to unpack the financial health, the market position, those potential catalysts, and importantly, the risks. Also, you can make a really informed decision. And hey, before we get started, if you find this analysis helpful, maybe take a moment to subscribe, like us, leave a comment. Your support genuinely helps us do more of these. And if you're feeling generous, you can always consider buying us a coffee. The link's usually somewhere down below. Okay, so to figure out if Coinbase is a buy, we really have to start with this pretty incredible comeback story they've had. After that tough crypto winter period, their financial rebound in 2024 wasn't just good, it was kind of dramatic. It really speaks to their underlying strength, doesn't it? What specifically clicked for them to pull off such a turnaround?
It's fascinating when you look at the scale of it, really, and
Right.
what it implies about their model. So revenue surged over 111% year over year. That's $6.56 billion. But the number that really jumps out, for me anyway, is the net income. It just skyrocketed. We're talking 2,618% up to $2.58 billion.
Wow. 2,618%.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't just like incremental growth. It shows real operational leverage. Basically, their profits are growing much, much faster than costs as the business scales up. And you see it in the margins, too. Gross margins consistently over 80%, hit 86.1% in 2024. Net margin jumped to nearly 40%. That's a fundamental shift in their financial picture.
That profit surge is just huge. Okay, so the income statement looks impressive. What about the balance sheet? Does it show that same kind of underlying stability?
It absolutely does. Yeah, the
Yeah.
company's got a really robust financial position. They're holding about $8.54 billion in cash. That's a big chunk of their total assets. Gives them a ton of flexibility.
Lots of options with that kind of cash.
Exactly. And their debt-to-equity ratio, pretty conservative, 0.42. Plus, a current ratio of 2.28, which signals strong liquidity. They can meet their short-term obligations easily. So yeah, that financial foundation, it's solid. Really key for weathering storms or grabbing opportunities.
Okay, so financially strong. Checks that box. But, the crypto world is fierce. Just having good financials isn't always enough. What gives Coinbase its edge? What are its sort of competitive advantages?
Well, they have a dominant position, especially in the U.S. market. That's crucial. A big part of that is being a first mover, particularly navigating the U.S. regulatory maze. They've been at it for years.
They have built up a lot of brand recognition too, haven't they?
Definitely. Over 2/3 of American crypto owners have used Coinbase at some point. That points to significant brand trust. And then there's the institutional side. Huge infrastructure there, serving over 9,000 institutional clients, including, get this, 10% of the top 100 hedge funds.
Wow, that's serious institutional buy-in.
It is. Plus, their role in the USDC stablecoin is unique. They co-created it, and they get 50% of the revenue from its reserves. That's a nice income stream. And finally, don't forget custody. They're leaders there, holding billions in assets for consumers and institutions. It all adds up to a pretty strong position.
Okay, financials look good, competitive advantages seem solid. Let's get to the really tricky part, valuation. This is where it's interesting for anyone thinking about buying in. The stock's trading around $353. How do we make sense of that price? Especially when you compare it to, say, the rest of the market.
Yeah, that price definitely bakes in a significant premium, no question. Take the PE ratio, price to earnings. It's sitting at 66.43. Compare that to the S&P 500's weighted PE, which is around 22, much higher.
Okay, quite a difference. What about price to sales?
Similar story. Forward price to sales is 11.7. The industry average is more like 3. Now, people justify this premium, right? They point to the high growth rates, the unique crypto exposure, the clearer regulatory picture now.
Sure, those are all valid points.
They are. But then you run something like a discounted cash flow, a DCF valuation, which tries to estimate value based on future cash flows. And it suggests an intrinsic value closer to $159 versus $353. That's a massive gap.
It is, and it really highlights the key question for investors, doesn't it? Is the market just overly enthusiastic right now, or are there real, maybe intangible factors that this kind of traditional valuation isn't quite capturing?
That is a huge discrepancy. So are analysts just ignoring their own models? What are they actually saying about price targets?
Well, it's interesting. The average analyst target price is around $288.79.
Okay, so lower than the current price, about 15% lower.
Right. But the range is enormous. You see targets from $185 all the way up to $510.
There's a wide range.
It is. But despite that average target being lower, the overall consensus rating from, I think it's 25 analysts, is still buy. So even with the valuation question mark, many still see upside, maybe longer term. What about the technicals? Looking just at the chart, the price action, the momentum. What's that telling us? Is it still looking strong or maybe getting tired up here?
The trend has definitely been strongly bullish, no doubt about it. The stock's trading above its 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages, clear uptrend signals. The one-year return is impressive, over 51%.
Oh, I sense a butt coming.
Well, yeah. The RSI, the Relative Strength Index, which measures momentum, it's at 76.38. That's generally considered overbought territory. It often suggests the stock might be due for a breather, maybe some consolidation or a pullback.
Okay, so maybe stretched in the short term.
Potentially. And the volatility is just extremely high, nearly 88% annualized. You need to be prepared for big swings. Support-wise, that recent breakout level around $355.66 is key now. Resistance is up at the 52-week high, $382.
Okay, we've looked at the financials, the market position, the valuation puzzle. Let's shift focus to the future. What could really push Coinbase higher from here? What are the big catalysts? Regulation has always been this huge cloud over crypto, right?
Absolutely, it has. And we've seen some major positive shifts there recently. The SEC dropping that enforcement action back in February 2025. That was huge. Removed a massive regulatory overhang.
Gave them a lot more breathing room, I imagine.
Definitely. And then you have actual legislation moving forward. The Senate approved the Genius Act that gives clarity on stablecoins. And there's a broader crypto framework, the Clarity Act, advancing in Congress, too. These things are vital. They create clearer rules of the road, reduce uncertainty, and that makes institutions much more comfortable getting involved.
So the regulatory fog is lifting. What about Coinbase itself? Any big strategic moves or major endorsements boosting their case?
Oh, yeah, they've made some significant plays, announcing that huge $2.9 billion acquisition of Deribit in May 2025. Deribit is the world's biggest crypto options exchange.
That's a massive deal. What's the strategy there?
It's a power move. It positions them to potentially capture like 75% of the global crypto derivatives market. That's a market poised for huge growth.
Okay, dominating derivatives. What else?
Well, becoming the first crypto company added to the S&P 500. That's an enormous institutional stamp of approval. Signals mainstream acceptance.
Right, that's more symbolic, but very powerful.
It is, and you've got analysts like Bernstein boosting their target to $510, even calling Coinbase the Amazon of crypto.
The Amazon of crypto. That's quite a label. Is it, truly fitting? Or maybe a bit of hype? Given how fast things change in crypto and all this positive sentiment, could that actually be a risk? Too much optimism.
That's a really sharp point. Look, the Amazon comparison highlights their platform strategy and market lead, which is real. But yeah, crypto's still young, very dynamic, competition is always emerging, and the regulatory story, while better, isn't fully written.
So proceed with caution on that comparison, maybe.
I think so. And regarding sentiment, yes, it is overwhelmingly positive right now, especially institutionally. You see reports like 83% of institutional investors planning to up their crypto allocations in 2025. We've seen billions flow into Bitcoin ETFs, more companies putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. That institutional wave is powerful. But you're right, extreme positive sentiment can sometimes precede corrections. It's something to watch.
Okay, so lots of positive drivers. What specific events should investors be watching on the calendar? Short-term and maybe longer-term things.
Short-term, definitely keep an eye out for their Q2 2025 earnings. That's expected in August. It'll be the next data point on their financial health. Also, they're planning to launch U.S. perpetual futures trading late in 2025. That could be a big boost for their new derivatives arm.
And the Clarity Act passing.
Yes, if that gets final passage, that could unlock another wave of institutional money. Longer term, the effects of the 2024 Bitcoin halving are still expected to play out. Some analysts see Bitcoin going way higher by 2025, like $180,000 to $250,000.
Which would obviously be good for Coinbase's trading volumes.
Hugely good. We're also seeing bigger players like pension funds, sovereign wealth funds starting to dip their toes into crypto. Continued growth of USDC market share is another factor. And then there's the whole area of real-world asset tokenization that's potentially massive, estimated at like $16 trillion.
$16 trillion. Wow. Okay, huge potential upside. But we have to talk about the risks. With all this potential, what could actually knock Coinbase off course? What keeps you up at night if you're holding this stock?
There are definitely significant risks. You have to be aware. On the company-specific side, regulation, while better, isn't gone. Future SEC actions could still cost money. State-level rules, especially around things like staking, are still evolving and could create headaches.
Okay, regulatory uncertainty still lingers.
It does. And then there's market volatility. We touched on it, but it's huge. A 50% drop in Bitcoin's price, that could easily slice 20% off Coinbase's revenue. And that 88% annualized stock volatility is no joke.
Big swings are just part of the deal here.
Pretty much. Competition is another risk. Binance is still a huge global player. Traditional finance firms are getting more involved too, which could eat into Coinbase's advantages over time. And they rely on banking partners and market makers for liquidity. Disruptions there could be problematic.
Okay, those are company specific. What about bigger picture, economic risk? You mentioned crypto winter earlier. That sounds ominous.
Yeah, macro factors definitely matter. For instance, if interest rates fall significantly, that could actually hurt their stablecoin revenue, like we saw a bit in Q1 2025. But the big one, the elephant in the room, is that crypto winter risk. History shows these cycles happen. You can see drawdowns of 80% or even more in major crypto assets.
80%.
Yeah, and if that happens, trading volumes just collapse across the board. That would hit Coinbase's core business really, really hard.
That crypto winter idea really drives home that this isn't just another tech stock, is it? It requires a different mindset. How do long-term investors reconcile that kind of potential drawdown with the current optimism?
That's exactly right. It requires a strong stomach and a long-term view. You have to understand these cycles are possible, even likely, and factor that into your position sizing and your holding period. Patience is critical.
It sounds like you need a seatbelt, maybe even a helmet.
Yeah.
For this one. So how do investors manage that kind of wild ride?
Maybe it really comes down to risk management, knowing your tolerance, sizing appropriately, and not panicking during downturns if your long-term thesis remains intact.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. The strong financials, the competitive edge, the catalysts, but also the valuation questions and these very real significant risks. Let's bring it all together. What does this mean for you, our listener? Is it a good time to buy Coinbase now?
Okay, boiling it down, our analysis gives Coinbase a rating of 7.5 out of 10, and the recommendation is a bit split. We're saying BUY for long-term investors, think 3 to 5 years out. But for shorter-term traders, say looking at the next 3 to 12 months, it's more of a hold D right now.
Okay, buy long-term, hold short-term. Why the difference? What's the thinking there?
Well, the long-term buy case rests on those strong fundamentals we talked about. The amazing revenue growth, the profit recovery, the solid balance sheet. Plus, the regulatory picture is much clearer now, removing a major risk. They have a dominant market position, strong institutional trust, and you have multiple powerful growth catalysts ahead. Derivatives, more institutional adoption, the whole crypto market maturing, things like tokenization. These are big long-term trends.
Makes sense for the long view, so why hold off if you're looking shorter term?
For the short-term folks, that current price around $353 already seems to reflect a lot of the recent good news. Our DCF valuation, remember, suggested it might be overvalued right now. The RSI is in overbought territory, hinting a pullback could be coming. And that extreme volatility creates substantial downside risk in the near term. A sudden drop could really hurt if your time frame is short.
So if you're a new investor thinking about getting in now, what's the best approach? Jump in or wait?
For new investors, we'd suggest patience might be the better strategy right now. Maybe wait for a pullback, perhaps into that $280 to $320 range for a better risk-adjusted entry point.
Give yourself a bit more margin for error.
Exactly. Or consider dollar cost averaging. That means buying smaller amounts gradually over time, especially on dips. It helps smooth out your entry price, which is smart with such a volatile stock.
Good advice. Any final thoughts on managing risk if someone does decide to invest? Position sizing, stop losses?
Absolutely critical here. Given the volatility, seriously consider limiting your position size, maybe 3% to 5% of your total portfolio maximum. Also think about your total crypto exposure overall, not just this one stock. For stop losses, if you use them, conservative investors might set one maybe 20% below their entry, say the $224 to $256 area, depending on entry. More aggressive traders might use a tighter stop, maybe 15% below, like $238 to $272. And on the upside, take profit targets could be around $420, $450 short term, maybe $500, $600 longer term, kind of aligning with those higher analyst targets.
Okay, great practical tips there. So, summing it all up for you, our listener, Coinbase looks like a compelling story for the long-term investor. It seems really well positioned to ride the wave of crypto maturation, leveraging its strong market position and benefiting from that improving regulatory climate. But, and it's a big but, the journey is likely to be bumpy, very volatile, and the current stock price suggests that maybe waiting for a better entry point could be a smarter play for new money right now.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to ponder. As traditional finance and crypto keep getting more intertwined and these new applications like tokenizing real-world assets take off, how will Coinbase's role evolve? What new opportunities or maybe new challenges will emerge for this company some are calling the Amazon of crypto in the coming years? Something to think about.